but it's the one that's like a foot tall, foot and a half tall.
Honestly, what I recommend is a blanket.
I'm just gonna do that. That's what I did last year.
Just take a blanket. Yeah, I'll probably take my wool blanket.
Oh yeah, that'll be good.
Real warm.
The ones that you throw on your pots and stuff, or you have a
not those.
Oh, that really nice one you have.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'll be good.
That Lloyd loves. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, sweet. Yeah, I'll look that over.
What do you want to talk about today?
So we got a bunch of questions from people. Are there? Did you see any of them, or did you look at the list since I added them to it?
Oh, right, I didn't. Thanks for taking care of that, by the way.
Yeah, that was fun. We got some good ones. Even the anonymous thing, like ask us anonymous questions. There were some too. There we go.
Take out pizza or Chinese. That's tough. That's tough.
Tough one, huh?
I think it's tough. I would say pizza because I don't know any good Chinese places out here.
I don't really eat Chinese. I haven't eaten Chinese in forever, honestly.
God, I fucking love a good Panda Express, though.
But if it said pizza or like Thai?
I think Thai counts. I think it counts in the Chinese group.
Okay.
I'd do Thai.
I'd probably do pizza. Pizza is kind of got to be up for the Thai. Yeah, so there's quite a few studio practice ones as well as business ones. Some of these anonymous ones are funny.
Any advice for starting a podcast? Don't.
That's not your advice.
Will you stop moving it? I can't see it.
Moving what?
Moving? Oh, nothing. It's fine.
I didn't do anything. There's a thing talking about holiday season. There's another business one that's kind of related to the to one of the questions that talked about after endless hours of making and selling pottery for the holiday sale season, what do you do next? Do you take time off to relax, take time to test out new ideas or glazes, deep clean your studio, whatnot? So there's like that one. I'm going to move that down actually because that's kind of business related. And then there's one that's talking about, do you experience low times after the holidays where there aren't many shows or sales? If so, do you have strategies to keep making money with pottery during those times?
Yeah, we should talk about that. I've been reading them all, but I just don't know. Would you rather be in a community studio with great management and bad vibes, or great vibes and bad management?
I like that question for sure.
I love that question. That is hard.
I don't know I don't exactly know where the line is drawn for what's considered management, though. Is it just like your students, the fellow students, is the vibes, and then the instructors and the like studio management and open hours and stuff like that is considered management? That's kind of what I think.
Did you put one at the top?
No. I moved the one
Okay.
down to be right next to the other one. Do you want me to move those holiday ones up?
Sure. I'm down for pretty much anything tonight.
Okay.
I think it would be fun to ask one of these funny questions.
The random ones, yeah.
Would you rather be a bird or an otter? Explain. I would so much rather be a bird. Even though otters are very cute.
I think so too. I don't really know what otters do aside from swimming in water.
Yeah, I don't know either. I know they save rocks.
I feel like
They
they're
have
always
little rock
hidden. Like you,
collections.
you kind of know the extent of a bird's life. I feel like I don't know much about otter life.
Oh, chips or fries. Oh, you're so Canadian.
Or British. Maybe they're British. Oh no, she's from Canada.
She's from Canada. Okay.
Chips.
I'll choose a random question.
I feel like the chips or fries needs to be. What is your favorite potato side dish?
Yeah, we can when we get to that we'll revamp it
Yeah.
to an American, a
Ketchup or
boring
mustard on your
American
hot dog.
question.
Apparently, they don't listen to our talk
She
about you.
totally listens to it every week.
That's just for good conversation.
That is.
Okay, so are you gonna move a fun
Gross.
one up?
I'm gonna just pick one, and then I'll click it to
Okay.
say I've done it.
Okay, so the topic is gonna be the two at the top.
Yeah, we'll do that, or we'll just talk, and then we'll kind of like move on from there.
Man, I could smell my feet. I just took those shoes off. Gross.
I have a candle on.
You have it on. Nice.
It's called Wine Down. Warm Woods, Sweet Berries, Golden Amber. Primrose Candle Company. It smells so fucking good.
Amber.
Are you ready? Oh, I have to open up GarageBand. Oh, I have something to tell
We
you.
do a test and see how this sounds.
Oh, I gotta do the last week's episode. Are you going to listen to this week's episode before Friday?
Probably not.
God.
Why? Are you thinking whether you need to bring your laptop or not?
I'm not bringing my fucking laptop. If it sucks, we're posting it.
Didn't you already re-upload?
Yeah, I already uploaded the other one. Test.
I think this is the shitty episode coming out, isn't it? Or no, we did the shoot. We just did the shoot the shit one. This next one's about buying used stuff.
Yeah.
That one's good.
Yeah, that one's pretty good. Us just like talking shit on all the posts on Facebook.
Okay, there was a portion of that was kind of shitty, but
yeah. Look at this one.
Okay, so we'll talk your show, home show, go into a funny question, and then the other ones.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Okay.
I
you want to start?
I'm too close to this. Like,
which
I
is
can't
hilarious
move it further away from my face.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I will fix it.
And the thing is,
just have to remember to fix it every time.
It seems like you would project way more than me.
You're a louder talker than I am. I am quieter because I know that I have neighbors upstairs.
Okay. But in real life, you're way louder than I am.
Way louder. Way louder.
You're like a level 8 and I'm like a level 4.
That's not true. I'm like a level 8 and you're a 6.
I'm a 6?
You're a 6.
All right.
You have a loud voice.
In public though?
I don't know.
No, not in public. If we're in a restaurant, you will just fucking shout out. I'm like,
Yeah.
It needs to stay in our little bubble of like 5 feet.
This is not burning correctly. Hello. I need you to burn the sides, please.
Just dip that in wax.
Yeah, I thought maybe if I use it, then I can smell the end.
Okay. Just try not to cover your face up when you're talking. Today,
Okay.
just in case.
Just in cases. Okay, ready?
What time are we starting at? 30 seconds?
Yeah, sure. Right.
Becca.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
We're live.
We're live. How are you?
I'm all right. Now I'm trying to think of just, I feel like it's always going to start with, how are you? Good. Not bad. Whatever. It is what it is. Let's see. Nothing much. I'm just trying to get some studio time where I can. A lot of computer time these days, but
Yeah.
I've been getting some time to throw a little bit and get some been making some soup balls. I'm to a point where this is like the last week or so that I can make stuff that'll actually be finished for the last shows of the year. So I kind of have to be a little more selective of what I choose to be making and spending my time doing. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out, did I plan accordingly and will I have enough stuff for the last 5-ish shows that I have? And what am I going to run out of? So that's what I've been figuring out this week. But yeah, feels kind of slow though. I don't have a ton of stuff for the calendar this week, which is nice. So it gives me more flexibility.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's new with you?
Well, I have a few funny, weird things to say.
Is it a dream?
No, I've had some really weird dreams this week, though. We won't go into them.
We'll
One
save
of
that
them
for next
involved
week.
one of them involved Krampus. Is it Krampus? Krampus? Krampus?
I think it's Krampus.
Krampus. One of them involved 5 Krampuses fighting in the middle of a like concentration camp, so that was interesting.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
We'll leave that to your imagination. Alrighty then.
Alrighty then. Okay, my car, brand new van, as we all know, brand new van has got the whole fancy schmancy like screens and all the things. And it keeps switching to kilometers per hour, like
Wow.
just randomly. And like when I turn it off, it like resets, and I wonder if there's something wrong with it. I don't know. I'll probably call him soon, but I keep like going down the street, and I'm like 70 miles an hour. What the heck? Like
Well, I'm
I
guessing
am
it's just a
going.
digital number that comes up, but it still
Right.
has the dial, right?
No, it doesn't have the dial.
What?
It's just the number.
There's
And
no
so
dial.
no dial.
That doesn't
And so
seem right.
I think there is a dial page. There's like I
Is it
don't
because
use
the
the dial.
whole face of it is digital? There's no actual.
Yeah. Well, there are some dials, and there is a dial page. Like you can flip between different pages. I use the page that is like, this is your miles per hour. And, so it has a smaller miles per hour reading up there. But yeah, so it keeps switching to kilometers per hour. And I keep freaking out because I was going what I thought was 70 miles an hour in a 25 mile an hour zone yesterday.
Which equated to what?
I think it was probably like 40 miles an hour. I was like, if a cop pulled me over, I'd be going 50 miles an hour over. I don't feel like I'm going that fast. And then like I realized it was kilometers per hour. And but it was also 3 a.m.
Jeez.
And I had also drank a lot previously and was a little hungover. So I didn't drive drunk. I stayed at my friend's house last night and woke up at 3 a.m. and drove home.
All
I
right.
know.
So you got it. So
Apparently,
you're having to like switch back and forth every now and then.
yeah, I have to like figure out how to go into the units and like change it. So I need to call him. But anyway, that's interesting. And also another interesting facts. Do you remember when Lloyd ruined my computer? He
By
dumped
knocking your
water
water
all over
bucket
it.
over. Yeah.
Yeah, he dumped water all over it. Well, yesterday I turned it on because I had to get some information off of it. It was still like working for like 2 minutes and then it would turn off. I left it on the whole day yesterday and it was fine. So I think the computer is fine. So now I have a $2,000 MacBook Pro and a $1,000 MacBook Air. And they both work fine. And I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? I like
I say you cut your losses on the one that got spilled on, but I don't know. I'd feel shitty selling that to somebody,
I
but
would also feel shitty selling it because what if it does have an issue in the future? And so I'm like, do I pack up this MacBook Air, put it in a box for, turn it off, put it in a box, let it sit, and go back to the MacBook Pro until it totally bites the dust, and then I have another computer. Like, I'm trying to like kind of like,
I would definitely salvage whatever you can on the MacBook Pro just in case it
yeah.
shits the bed, so
Oh,
you don't
I
lose
did.
anything.
I took as much as I could. I also ended up like deleting a lot of stuff off of it, so I had to remake some design files, but that was a personal choice, not a
Yeah. Is
but
there software on your Pro that you don't have on the Air? Like, do you have like Photoshop or something like that on there?
Photoshop is on the cloud now. I don't have the old version of
Right.
Photoshop,
Okay.
which is such a bummer. But yeah.
Huh.
So anyway, those are my like quick thingies.
Yeah, it's still a little risky. I don't know that I'd be selling your brand new one
Oh, I'm not going
or
to.
anything
I'm
like that.
definitely not going to sell either of them. I just don't have any use for two of them at the same time. So I'm like, which one do I pack away, for a hot
Yeah.
second until the other one dies? And since this is a newer one, I'm thinking that this would be a better option to put in a box.
Yeah.
And since it's
It
like
probably
maybe
won't
3
deteriorate
months
or
used.
degrade
Yeah.
as much.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously that's a better computer.
Right,
Like,
yeah. Are you using your Air to its limits a little bit?
no,
I mean,
not
when
even
you do
close.
your streams with your consultants and things like consultations,
No.
is it?
What's great about the consultations is I can do them on my phone or the iPad. It's fucking awesome.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I
You
started
got
doing them in the
cellular?
studio and they're doing great. Yeah.
Sweet. Okay.
Yeah, but I haven't had a ton of consultations recently, which is fine with me. I've been doing a lot of
Yeah.
Christmas prep, so
I got a feeling
holiday
you're going to
prep.
get some consultations after the first of the year, though. I
Yeah.
think there's going to be some people that want help after the holidays are over.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see.
People get. Did you figure out a gifting thing? Was anybody?
No.
No. It'd be kind of weird to gift it to somebody. Be like, hey, you need help.
You suck. No, no. I definitely the people that I'm doing consultations for don't suck, so it's fine.
Do you know a potter that sucks? Give them a consultation from 5 Lines Pottery. They'll hate you.
Do you know a potter that can center but can't do anything else? 5 Lines Pottery is for you. She won't teach you how to center, but everything else is up for grabs. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, let's talk about your home show.
Home show. All right, so just did what I was calling the RD Ceramics Holiday Open Studio Sale.
Wow, what a handful. That was a mouthful right there.
One thing I learned the first year that I did it, I tried to put open house on there, and it immediately thought it was home related, and then it didn't want me. Like, I was trying to set the ads for it and put criteria, and it didn't like that because it was saying I was being biased of who I was segmenting it to. Because the word open house was on there because it thought it was a house listing. So I had to change that to open studio sale.
That's fair.
So one thing to note out there, if you're thinking of doing that, maybe don't call it an open house.
Yeah.
Because Facebook will not know the difference.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so we talked about the ads and stuff like that, but basically I ended up spending $350 on ads. I had a total of 25 people show up over the 2 days. I had 14
Solid
show up on
turnout.
Saturday and 11 show up on Sunday. And I was keeping tallies of, hey, how'd you hear about the show? So it was a mixture of Facebook ads, Instagram, and then people that were neighbors.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a huge sample size. It's only 25 people, but yeah, I would say maybe a little bit more Facebook. But yeah, sales were, and what are we categorizing this? Total collected is the way I like to say it.
Yeah, total collected.
On Square,
Now that
which
we're on the same
includes,
page.
it includes your Square fees and your taxes that you collect.
Yes. It's all the money that you collected, and it doesn't
Cash,
account for all the
card,
things that you
everything.
have to take out. Yeah.
Yeah. Total collected $1,850.
That's a good number.
For 25 people. I mean,
That's
that's an
great.
average sale of about 95 bucks a person. It was nuts.
That's hot right there. That's
I was
sexy as
like,
fuck.
what the hell? There was the biggest purchase was a $240 purchase.
That's crazy.
Brand new customer.
Love it.
She followed me on Instagram, but yeah. Nobody came and just bought, hey, I'm gonna buy a spoon rest and leave.
Yeah. They came with purpose.
Yeah, and it was interesting that people just saw it on Facebook, an ad on Facebook, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, I love stumbling upon these kind of things." And she found it, and this one, husband and wife came, and they were like, "I'm not gonna tell anybody about this because then everybody's gonna find out about it, and then the prices are gonna be out of my price range, and I'm not gonna be able to afford it once you get so big and so popular." So
that's crazy. And you're like, please do tell all your friends.
But she was getting some gifts, so I was like, here are the little slips you can give with them.
Yeah.
So people came to buy gifts, and a lot of so the difference in this one, it wasn't a lot of small things that were selling. So it wasn't, at a show I would normally sell a ton of spoon rests. I didn't sell but 3 spoon rests maybe.
Yeah.
It was people buying a lot of oil bottles, a lot of soup bowls, mugs, stuff like that. So, and those average about, 35 or so a piece, 35 to 40. And then the oil bottles, I was selling quite a few carved oil bottles. I think I sold 6 or something carved oil bottles. And carved pieces in general were doing good. So,
that's great.
Pretty happy with it. And that was the first time doing it at this house. It did snow on Saturday, so I was wondering if that was deterring some people. The roads weren't bad, but it was snow. It did continue to snow. But it was nice to had a fire going, and it was pretty chill. I got to get some work done, and it wasn't stressful, really.
Yeah, that's good.
So yeah, it was great for.
Yay!
And you had a great show this weekend.
I had a great show.
What was your show? I think we might have prefaced it last week, but I don't remember exactly the details of the show.
I did the Bloomington Holiday Market. I think that's what it's called.
Okay. Yeah, so you went to Bloomington.
Bloomington Holiday Market, which is south of Indiana, and it's a college town. It's a very artsy town. Like they're very invested in the arts, from what I understand. Wine, all the things, it's down in the mountains.
Yeah, that's where Indiana University is located.
Yeah. For those in Washington, this is the Bellingham to Indianapolis. Like, this is like college, hipster, hiking, mountain climbing, that type of town. And I knew that I would do okay. Rebecca was the one that recommended this one to me. She was like, you have to do this show. The first time she ever did the show, she made like $4,000. And I was like, what? And
indoor or outdoor?
It's indoor. It's at the convention center in Bloomington. Okay. And I actually counted my cash sales, not in Square, but I counted them after. So in square, total collected was $3,727
Holy shit.
with cash
added. With cash or added cash on top of it is?
Cash on top of it was $4,321.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Absolutely fucking insane.
That's crazy.
It was like the first day I made about $2,400. And
did you know it early on in the day on Saturday that it was going to be a good show?
Yeah. I feel like by 11 o'clock I'd made $600 or $700.
Wow. Okay.
Or maybe by noon maybe, and it started at 10. And
it's like a 10 to 4 kind of thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't extended hours and really long or anything.
Yeah, and I had a full set of fancy cups. I had 8 fancy cups and probably like 8 mini fancy cups, and had the full earrings, all the things. I was like late for setting up because I was getting all the earrings on. But after that, it kind of like moved past, and I sold 6 fancy cups.
6 of, including the small ones, or?
No, 6 of the $100 ones.
6 of the $100 ones of your 8 that you had?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I sold
That's great.
I sold 4 mini fancy cups.
4 of the, I think you said 8 or 10 of those.
Yeah. So, but I sold, okay, this was a new thing that I had this week that was a fucking hit. And I think that this was a lot of the reason why I did so well, is that I had fidget stones that I put little dots on, and people like picked them up and they were like rubbing them when they were like looking at stuff. And
did you tell them to?
I didn't have to.
Like, so they're just sitting on the tabletop.
They were just sitting on the table, and it had like a little sign, and those were a huge hit. I sold like 20 of those.
What were they? Just balls of clay that were just flattened?
Yeah, just little balls of clay flattened. They were probably about the size of a quarter.
Okay. And you just put underglazed dots on them?
Yeah, I threw them in the rock tumbler for a week and then put underglazed dot, or not underglazed, stroke and coat dots on them.
Okay.
And I sold them for $10 a piece.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, I was going to sell them for $5. I actually told a lot of people this. I was going to sell them for $5. And then after I got done putting the dots on, I was like, abso-fucking-lutely not. Like,
abso-fucking-lutely not.
My hands hurt so bad.
Maybe you should charge more than $10.
We'll see.
I mean, the time in the rock tumbler by itself. Yeah, I know you're not doing work, but you gotta wait 3 days or whatever.
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
It was. I think they were there for a week. We're gonna see how long these ones take. In a rock tumbler
for a week?
Yeah, we're gonna see how long these ones take, because these are. The first ones I smoothed off the texture, and these ones I just left the canvas texture on because I want to see how quickly it goes away in the tumbler. So, because if I can do that, then I don't have to touch them, until the very end. But yeah.
Is there some material you can throw in the rock tumbler to speed up the time?
Yeah, there's grit in there right now.
Oh, okay.
It's got grit in it. So,
gotcha.
The thumb cups, I sold 34 of them. And then
did you have espresso ones, or those were the...
I did have the espresso ones. I'm just trying to get fucking rid of those ones right now. Yeah. I have like 6 left. Okay. And
spoon rests?
I only sold 11 spoon rests. And for what I had was pretty good. And earrings sold really well. The earrings did really, really well.
Did you have 15... any of the nesting bowls left, or did you already sell all those?
I sold both of the nesting bowls that I had, both of the big mixing bowls that I had.
Sweet. Okay.
Yeah.
You probably don't really want to make any more of those, do you?
Honestly, I love making them.
Oh, really?
I love it.
I think they would... It might not be a bad idea to make some for the shows in Cincinnati you got coming up.
Yeah, I think I should make some.
Just 3 sets or 4 sets or something.
Yeah. They sell really well and people love them. What is nice is to have them there, and then people, like, somebody saw one of them, was like, wow, those are really cool. And I was like, yeah, I also do custom sets. That way they can choose their colors. And so somebody emailed me and I got a custom set order from that.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Nice.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
So a show you will be doing again, it sounds like.
Yeah. For sure. And
was there any other potters there, or what kind of
tons.
vibe were the
There
other
was a potter
vendors?
across the room from me. There was so many potters.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What about like earrings and stuff? Did you have competition for that?
Me and Deanna were the only ones with ceramic earrings, but there was a lot of jewelry for sure. I think that me and her have a because we have ceramic jewelry, it's a little bit like we're not jewelry, but we're not pottery, so we kind of have this like weird niche group. So
yeah.
But people seem to really respond well. So
yeah, that's great. It's nice to hear that you found a like Bloomington. There's a good response there.
And people had said that too. Like Deanna and another friend that I have from shows was like, Bloomington shows up.
Nice.
They show
was
up
it
for
a
their people.
ticketed event?
No, but they did have grab bags at the beginning. There was a line of like 100 people, 200 people maybe, the morning of, and it was snowing. So
right, yeah, it did snow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it snowed a little more for you all there, I think, than it did here.
Yeah, I was driving in that snow in the morning, and I was not happy about it. Driving in a brand new car in the snow sucks. Because you just don't know how the car works.
Right. I mean, at
like,
least it's weighted enough that it should be okay, but
hopefully, I don't know. It doesn't have a lot of weight in there now. But but yeah. So, but it was fun. My neighbors were great. Traded some stuff. Bought a Christmas present for my mom, even though she told me not to buy any presents for them.
Yeah.
And got some fun earrings and
yeah, I think we're still at a good spot of the time of year too. It's mid-November right now, but you're kind of hitting it early in the season.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that has any impact on how much people are spending, or if they're
True.
Yeah.
I don't know. Man, somebody bought 2 of the fancy cups for gifts for their son and girlfriend of son. I was
wow, a girlfriend of son got $100 cup.
Yeah.
You must love her.
No, she's never met her, so she didn't know
Oh my god. Oh really?
She's never met her, and she was like, I don't know what she likes, so we're just gonna try this.
Better like this.
And I was like, I think she'll like it. But
hopefully she appreciates handmade, and she'll be like,
yeah,
this is amazing.
Yeah, I still like, I'm so uncomfortable selling those $100 mugs, but still I'm like, you saw the price, right?
Well, you probably don't have your stickers on there like you did at the coffee show, right?
I don't. And there's a sign that says something. Yeah, so it's fine. But
yeah. But you still encourage them to pick it up, and
yeah, I encourage them to pick it up and stuff like that. So, but usually they see the sign, but I always check.
yeah. Man, those fidget stones. Who knew?
Fidget stones are where it's at. Like, I was selling those like hotcakes. I sold this couple, so funny. So this man and his partner came in, and he bought a regular wine glass, right? And like a thumb cup. And then he was like oohing and awing over the fancy cups, and he leaves. And then he came back 2 hours later and was like, I gotta buy it. So he bought the fancy cup. And while he was buying the fancy cup, his husband or boyfriend or whatever was feeling up the fidget stone, and I was like, just take it. I was like, take the fidget stone. He like could not put it down. And I was like, just take it. You're buying a fancy cup, it's fine. So they leave. Next day, he comes and he's like, girl. He like walks and he's like, you got us good.
You got us good.
He was like, we have to buy 3 more fidget stones and another wine glass.
And a what?
And another wine glass.
Oh, that's great.
Not the fancy kind, but like a regular one. He was like, "We need a fidget stone for each pocket."
Oh my gosh. For each pocket.
It was so funny. I was like, "Oh, that was definitely the highlight. Was those two guys?
Who knew a fidget stone?
You know, a lot of people are neurodivergent, and they need stuff like that. You know, I need it. That's why I made them. I was like fucking at the show at Halloween. One of my earrings broke, and so I was just like feeling it the whole day, and I was like, "This is great." Like it just like I'm not on
Yeah.
my phone if I'm feeling something like that. You know, I don't like have any urge to get onto my phone to look at things. I just kind of like have it in my hand and play with it,
I can
and
totally see that.
yeah, and people see that, you know. There's a lot of kids out there that have those type of needs, you know.
Were there many kids there? Did some parents get them for the kids?
Yeah, some parents did get them stocking stuffers for the kids, and
Oh, that's
and
a great stocking stuffer.
it's a super great stocking stuffer.
I think you need to charge more than $10 for it.
I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, you threw 15 on there.
Well, I just made my price tags and I just put $10 on it. So
Oh, bummer.
I don't know. I did up my cool earrings that have the balls on the end. I upped those to 40.
The
So,
earrings with the ball. Oh, like the dingleberry things you
yeah,
said?
the dingleberries, the fruity pebble clusters, the Dippin' Dot.
Oh, Dippin' Dots.
Dude, I found out this is information that everybody needs to know. We found out things about Dippin' Dots today. So, okay. I will go into this and then we will go into our fun things of the.
Do they have connections with big ballpark or big arenas or something, and that's why they're not sold anywhere else?
No. No, they're not. So, Dippin' Dots was started in like 1988, and the Dippin' Dots need a freezer that's negative 40 degrees because they're like cryo.
Well, yeah, you don't want them to melt at all because they will.
Yeah.
All become one.
And the way that they're made is like with like cryothermo whatever. I don't know anything about science, but Anyway, these freezers are negative 40 degrees, and what is also needed for negative 40-degree freezers is biochemical stuff. So like stuff for labs. And so not only is Dippin' Dots an ice cream company, but it is also a biochemical lab type company thing too.
Because they source the chemicals to get it that cold?
Because they make the freezers.
Right, okay. Like freezing embryos and shit like that?
Yeah, like that. And so so that's like their pseudo part of like the Dippin' Dots seems to be just like the small part of the company. It was sold in 2022 for like $200 million.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. And because we looked it up, you have to I'm not claiming facts here, but but all of the vaccines for COVID needed to be frozen in those type of freezers.
Oh, okay.
And so they probably made like shit tons of money.
I remember hearing that.
Isn't that temperature crazy?
Stuff, yeah. Huh.
Dippin' Dots.
Interesting.
Also, just so you know,
what's the parent company?
If you do get a Dippin' Dot, no, Dippin' Dots is the parent company. If you do get it, I think so. If you do have a Dippin' Dots craving, you can buy it in bulk off of their website for $64.
Icy plus Dippin' Dots on their website. New icy cherry and blue raz Dippin' Dots.
Right.
What? What? Still doesn't beat Rainbow Ice. I can't. Nobody can sway me. Rainbow Ice is the best, and I haven't even tried any other flavors. I don't even care.
Mint chocolate chip, the mint chocolate is the best, and they fucking took it away. Now it's like mint fucking Oreo. Gross.
Rainbow Ice available online. Oh my gosh, I might need to buy some of this.
You can get it for $60, but you can't put it in your regular freezer. You have to eat it all in one sitting.
Fuck. A bulk bag is $70. Single serving, $4. Oh, that fucking sucks. Oh yeah, that's what it says. Very important few things cannot be stored in a home freezer. Must maintain a negative 40. How cold is dry ice though? Is that not?
It's pretty damn cold.
That's not cold enough.
No, it's cold enough. You can like repack it with dry ice, I think.
Product is shipped on dry ice. Please use cloth gloves or towel if you need to move the dry ice, and please read dry ice safety sheet included with your order.
So anyway, now you know if you want to get Dippin' Dots, that's how. Also, there are some places in Ohio that still sell it, and it's like malls and shit.
Really?
Yeah, I looked it up.
Locations. Wow. Okay. I was like, do we need to have a little Dippin' Dot party at Encika or something?
Yeah.
Order bulk Dippin' Dots. Scoop them out,
gosh.
baby.
I told the people that own the brewery downstairs in the studio, I was like, can you guys get a Dippin' Dot freezer, please? He's like, oh yeah, I'll add it to the list. Because I also told them they need to get like everybody in the studio smokes cigarettes, and I was like, you guys should get a cigarette machine, and just get a vending machine and like sell 2 cigarettes at a time, like saran wrapped for $1.
Oh my gosh.
Because he has like an old vending machine. I was like, get on it. So darts. Funny. She was like, we're not going to support bad habits. And I was like, that's fair, but still profitable.
My grandfather managed a bowling alley for like 40 years. Mm-hmm. So I remember the old school bowling alleys that had the tobacco machines with the cigarettes in it.
Yeah.
They're so old school.
They're so cool though. Those are like some of my favorite vending machines. Like, I'm not going to buy a cigarette pack out of it, but
what could you put in there alternatively that is not cigarettes that would work?
Little arts, like pieces of art and stuff.
What if they had little like Altoid containers that had art in them?
That'd be fun.
And it was like, open it up.
Yeah. Get it. Okay, it's been 30 minutes. We should probably.
All right. You're supposed to pick a random one off the questions. So we got a bunch of listener questions. Thank you all for sending those through Instagram. We did a little, hey, we need some questions, and you all sent a bunch.
Yeah, so thank you. There's a bunch of random small questions, so we're going to do one kind of like a fun thing. Okay, this is good. What is your favorite Christmas cookie?
If it's like a packaged cookie, I really love the gingerbread man.
What about like what your mom would make at Christmas time? Teach is not really.
We didn't really make those Christmas cookies and stuff. I mean, back in the day, I used to love the sugar ones with the kind of glittery icing. Mm-hmm. It's not like a liquid the sugar. Icing. Yeah, it's like a hardened icing on it.
Yeah.
Similar to like a loft house, but
yeah,
not quite that sweet.
Yeah. Is that your answer?
That's my final answer.
Okay, my answer is spritzer cookies.
What is that?
Spritzer cookies are the cookies that you put into a tin, and not a tin, an extruder, and you push them down onto the paper, and they have this really unique taste.
Spritz cookies?
Yeah, those.
Okay.
You like press it down, and they can make like Christmas trees or wreaths or stars, and
so every time. Is it in like a mini bundt cake or something, like little templates or something that you?
Okay, it is an extruder. It's in an extruder. You put the cookie dough in an extruder, like a handheld extruder that's like a foot long, and then you put a little metal plate on the bottom, and it has a little tree on the like cut out, right? And then when you push the dough through and it sticks to the paper and you take it up, it has the shape of a tree.
Okay. Yeah, I see all the different shapes. There's a lot of star shapes and stuff like that.
They have no frosting.
What they taste like. Do they just taste like a sugar cookie kind of, but they're a little drier?
No, there's something in them, and I don't know what it is, and it's been a long time since I've had them, but they are not like sugar cookies. They're so good. You don't need any icing. No icing needed.
Yeah, I see little sprinkles and stuff on them, but
yeah. That's my favorite Christmas cookie.
When I saw them, it made me think of those old I think they're They're like the yogurt cover ones that have the little rainbow sprinkles on them.
I love
They were
those.
in a bag. They were
Mm.
like animal
Animal
crackers,
cookies. Yes.
animal cookies.
Those are delicious.
Those aren't really Christmas, but they're fucking delicious.
Oh, so good. Uh, okay. So that's our answer.
Final answer.
Final answer. Okay. What next?
Are we going into our topic? We got a couple questions that kind of relate to each other. And we're going to go into that. So,
sweet.
Depending on when this releases, it's probably going to hit that time where y'all are thinking about this. So the first question is from Perched Pottery. I believe I can't remember their name, so I won't try to remember it. Because then I'll get it wrong.
Corinne.
Corinne?
Are
you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll trust you.
Is it Corinne? Corinne.
I think it's Corinne. Now that you said it,
it's
I was going to say Sarah, but I think that's Rusty Wheel Pottery.
That's Rusty Wheel.
Okay. Corinne. She's up in Yellowknife, Canada.
Up in the middle of bumfuck nowhere.
She's up there. All right. It says, after the endless hours of making and selling your work for the holiday sale season, what do you do next? Do you take time off to relax, take time to test out new ideas or glazes, deep clean your studio, etc.? Or do you get right back to making?
I feel like we should also
take time to relax.
I feel like we should also read the next question because they kind of go together.
Yeah. Okay, so
do you want me to read that one?
Yeah.
Do you guys experience low times after the holidays where there aren't many shows or sales? If so, do you have strategies to keep making money with pottery during those times? That's Peace Rose Pottery.
Peace Rose Pottery.
Peace Rose Pottery. Yes. So cool. What I have a lot to say. What do you do? Do you do anything?
So after the holiday season, I do get to kind of relax a little bit because doing the traveling to the families and all that stuff during the holidays, that's going to happen regardless. So I'm not going to get time in the studio, which is fine. And obviously any making you're doing at that point, you're not making toward any shows coming up, or you probably don't have wholesale orders to fulfill in January. Mm-hmm. Maybe you do, I don't know. But you're just it's kind of extra time to work with. So I kind of focus on getting through the holidays with family. And then Rachel and I normally plan a New Year's thing, whether we go travel somewhere. We haven't done that in a couple of years or a few years, but we usually travel somewhere for New Year's to get, 2 or 3 days away. And then normally ClayCon West is right around the corner. So, I kind of use the 2 weeks or so before that because that's usually mid-January. So that's going to be part work, part relax. I'm not really making a lot during that. I'm just, focusing on what we're going to talk about at the conference and things like that. And, making sure Becca's got the pots to take out there when she drives out there.
Oh, yeah. I'll
have to figure out when I need to get those to you.
I got a few people in the Midwest that I'm taking pots out for.
Oh, sweet.
Well, I was thinking about
you're gonna drop some off at Isaac's and
no. I forgot his name, the keynote speaker. Green. Seth Green. Seth Green is the keynote speaker at ClayCon West, and he lives in Indiana. So I was just gonna grab his shit and.
Oh,
I told him
picking up other people's stuff.
I told him I'd take him to ClayCon West because I have the space.
Okay. Yeah, so ClayCon West, January, and then that'll take me to NCECA in March. So
yeah.
I mean, there's nothing in the weekends or anything like that. So even socially, there's not a ton going on. So I'll just get time in the studio and just work in the studio. If I want to focus on some new projects, I will. But I'm not really
Well, and I think it's
working toward
also,
anything directly.
yeah, and it's important to note that this isn't money that you need. So
Right.
you have the ability to do that,
To coast, yeah.
to coast a little bit in January and February. And I know some people don't have that ability. Um,
Also, I have work that is selling over the holidays through galleries and shops
Mm-hmm.
that I will be getting checks for in January, February.
Yeah.
So that's kind of that's where my money comes from earlier in the year. I'm not really registering sales much. I might
Yeah.
have some Etsy sales, but it's just like a trickle. It's not. So having things in the shop that are there for a long period of time that I can leave in there, like shot glasses, spoon rests, will get some sales trickling in, some cash flow,
Yeah.
but it's not a ton like shows are. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's my focus all the way through. I would say March.
Okay.
What about you? What are you thinking?
I actually, ironically, like, we didn't know what we were going to talk about earlier today. As most people know, we figured out 20 minutes before we actually start talking. Um, but I actually today was like, okay, this is my plan. My current plan is to have $10,000 in my business bank account by the end of December, and like just save as much as I can.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know if that's going to
That's
happen,
why you're going hard on the shows right now.
but I'm going hard on the shows right now. And that way, when January hits, I'm not freaking out about the fact that I need a certain amount of money. Um, Especially because for me, I also, not only am I going into January uh, as just
Without an
January,
apartment,
but I'm going in without an apartment. So, so there's also
homeless.
that. I'm also going to be homeless. No, no. So I plan on just like fucking killing it, and I'm in the studio every day right now. Um,
Yeah, you
and
got a pep in your step right now.
I do. I have a
I don't
pep
know
in
if
my
it's a
step.
fire that is looming
No.
because of all the shows that you got to meet the demand for.
Yeah, but I've been, I've got a bunch of. So what's big for me and what I thought was actually it has been very great is that I've taken probably 4 or 5 place setting orders, and those are all going to be done in January. And I made it a point to tell them they would be done in January, not December, so that I can deliver them first.
How did you take
Because
those orders? Did you do those on your website recently, or were those backlog?
no, they
They've
were
been
like, I posted on my story saying like if anybody wanted to order a place setting, now's the time. And
right.
and I've gotten like a few people kind of
Mm-hmm.
in on that. So um and
And
I
did you
just
get a deposit for those up front, just
no.
to help with money flow and all that stuff? No.
I
Okay.
didn't, but they're all people that I know.
Okay.
So it's like it doesn't
So
matter.
you'll get that income when they get
Yeah, it's
delivered.
either
So
all people that have been past customers or people that I know.
yeah,
So
that's a great idea though, to
yeah.
set
Oh, I
aside.
lied. Deanna did pay me because I had a rough week once.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, "Here's your money."
Oh
Um,
wow. Okay.
but hers is almost done. Um, and so that is something that I'm doing to help, like, doing a few orders that will be fulfilled in January and be paid in January. So that money will come in January. And but I am taking time to kind of relax in January. I think it is important. And if you can like make the time, I think it's super important because we all get burned out in holiday season. And I don't think I've ever really done that in the past, but I plan on being very purposeful about it this year.
Mm-hmm.
You
What
know,
does the relaxing time look like for you? Like, what does that actually mean?
not
You don't
freaking
go in the
out.
studio at all for
No,
a
I'll
week,
still like
or
do stuff. Well, I'll be gone. So that's also the thing for me is that I am January 1st moving out. I'm literally driving to Colorado January 1st and then driving to California and then going to visit Jen for a couple weeks and then coming up to Claycon West and then visiting Andrew and then going up to Washington. So like Andrew, my best friend Andrew, he has a house in Arizona. So yeah, so I'm not even gonna be in Indiana where my studio is, so I kind of have to do that. But I will be taking my mini kiln and I will be making earrings along the way. And I did sign up for a show in February in Washington. So,
Really?
yeah, but I realized that I am if ooh, it's a it, ooh. If I had submitted like actually good pictures, I think that I would be be accepted. But I submitted my picture, like what I do normally.
Like you holding a pot in your
Yeah.
studio with nothing, no background?
Yeah, and like and like a stack of 7 pots, like like with a can of Coke behind it. Like
Oh my gosh.
so so we're gonna see if that works. And I don't know, like when they say we want pictures of your work, does that mean they want one picture to one piece? Because I did one picture to like 16 pieces.
It depends. You can do different things. You can do a series, like your pots that are all fancy cups stacked
Yeah.
is probably okay,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
it's also hard for you to take a photo of just one thing
Yeah.
that's going to represent
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
a bunch, you know? But
So yeah. But yeah, I do plan on like kind of taking it a little bit easy, especially this year, because it's, a whole new journey for me. I'm
mhm.
gonna have to like really figure out what my setup is gonna be. But
What is your what is that 10 grand going to hold you over until? Is that going to hold you through the month of January, February, March? Is that what the intention is for that? Like how
um
long are you?
I pay myself $800 a week. So it should last me a fair amount, but I still have to pay rent on my studio and I still have to pay a few things, here and
And then
there.
traveling, are you expecting that to be more than $800 a month? Or that's part of your
That's eight
800?
hundred
That's
dollars a week.
a week, sorry.
Yeah. Traveling, that'll be part of the $800, no problem. And
Are you going to get time to build on the
the
van a
van
little bit while you're in
in
Washington,
February.
Colorado?
Yeah, in February when I come back to my parents' house. So,
Nice.
yeah, so I don't expect those to be high spending months. So I think it'll be fine. But oh, do you take time to test out new ideas, glazes, or deep clean your studio? Oh, yeah. Okay, continue. Do you take time to test out glazes or ideas? Don't do the cleaning yet.
I've been doing a little bit of glazing now, just with little test things, just to kind of get my.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just did a bunch of glazing on the empty bowls event that I was
Yeah.
making bowls for. So that's a volunteer event that we do for the Clay Alliance every November, and I did a little throwathon with Erica, my studio assistant, and a friend of ours, Anna, that goes to NKU, and we threw about 50 bowls, and then we did a bunch of glaze tests. So we generally didn't do any of the existing combos, so that was kind of a glazing testing situation that I
Yeah.
already kind of started. But I do figure out one or two glaze combos that I like that I'd like to add. It's not
Mm-hmm.
any formal thing where it's like I'm gonna announce this new glaze combo and it's called Arctic Rust or something like that. I don't do that where some people would do those combos and name them and all that stuff. I don't really do that. I just kind of
What does Arctic rust look like? Is it like white with brown speckles?
I just made that up. I don't know
I
what the
know, but like if you were gonna if you had a
Arctic Rust to me sounds like it's like a glacier and then it's got bits of like copper on it or something.
oh, that's fair. That's fair.
Like an icy blue.
Can we do one episode? Can we just do one episode where we have everybody submit names for glazes and we just tell you what they look like?
That sounds like the worst episode ever.
Exactly. Anyway, that's fun.
So
I
yeah,
don't
that's my glazing thing. I don't ideas wise. I did get some new tools from Diamond Core that I need to try out. The new like fluting tools that they have, which are
Oh,
carving tools. So I'm thinking if I want to start trying those out over the winter,
yeah.
carving on some cups to see if I want to maybe incorporate those instead of my typical like U-shaped carving on my bottles
Yeah.
and mugs and things. Maybe I'll try some of those out and see what they look like.
Okay.
Maybe I'll add some new designs to that.
Yeah. I think that for me, January is not a time of new beginnings. Like but it is the end of a holiday season, but it's not like
Is it reflective though?
I think it's reflective, but not inventive for me. That's what I think.
I agree. Do you
Reflective, but
get
not
inventive
inventive.
from Claycon West though? Do you get some inspiration or some ideas that you take away?
Maybe. Probably
I
not.
feel like it's more business discussion there
Yeah.
that I'm taking away than technique ideas.
Yeah. I think that ideas for me are harder to come by now, but uh yeah,
Are you more of a stumble upon an idea, or
yeah,
are you a because some people sketch and then they
plan.
manifest it physically after they
Yeah.
sketch it, and I'm like, I'm not really a sketcher, so
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely more of like if something happens, I will take 30 minutes to be sidetracked to figure it out in the moment. Um
because something accidental happens.
right. Or if I think of something. Like yesterday I was like, "Oh, what if I put uh what if I put stroke and coat glaze in my extruder that has tiny little dots and maybe I can extrude little dots out of it and then I don't have to do it by hand. Each one didn't work. Um,
Hmm.
but like things like that, I'll take the time out to test it out. Just anytime, not just after, you know, a holiday show. Now, I do think it's a good idea to deep clean your studio though. I love that idea. Um,
I like that.
yeah, like to take like 2 days to just kind of go at it, like don't do any pottery and just clean the shit out of it. Great idea.
I would recommend not waiting until those 2 days at the end of the year to do any cleaning.
Agreed.
Clean little bits at a time.
Yes,
It
for
actually
sure.
made me feel good. There was a customer over the weekend that came in and she was like, "Wow, it's so clean in here." I was like, "Yeah, I'll try to keep it tidy." And she was like, "Your wife must be really lucky." But you going into other people's studios, you get a sense of how clean yours is compared to theirs.
Oh, for sure.
But
For sure, for
and then
sure.
whereas there's things scattered and it seems like organized chaos to me seems like perfectly immaculate to other people. So
Yeah,
I think it's just a personality thing too. Of do you put things back where you get them from, or do you leave them sitting and or whatever? Certain people have
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
personality trait.
I have like one area of chaos, and then the rest is pretty orderly.
Hmm.
Like the area that I do all the glazing for the earrings is just straight chaos.
Yeah.
But my wheel setup and my table that I have all of my that I do all of my weighing out and stuff, very clean and orderly.
Yeah, I mean it's a very systematic process. It's
Yeah.
a pretty monotonous thing. So,
Yeah.
you know, put your scale back where it should be and put your wire back where it should be and your bats where they need to be.
Exactly.
It shouldn't be something that you're scouring around trying to find tools and things like that. If you
Totally.
put them back where they need to be, then you don't run into those situations. But
For sure. Um, I think that I think that we should all give ourselves permission to take a little time off in January. You know, take it easy. If you can't afford to take it off, take it easy. Now, um, to then we should move on to the part where it says there aren't many shows and sales. So what do you do if you do need to keep money up in January? Like what are some ideas to make money in January? I have a great idea.
What do you
Mystery
got?
boxes.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Mystery boxes are a great idea for January. It's even a great idea for the end of December. But like, I for sure will probably be doing mystery boxes when I get back in February with all of the stuff that I didn't sell off in the holiday season.
Hmm.
All the odds and ends that I decided not to sell, blah, blah, blah.
Are you doing that because you like to start fresh with brand new inventory when show season comes, or is it just the clearing of your mind to
I
have
think
those
it's
out of your life? Or
both. I think it's both, but also um, over the year, I typically find items that I don't want to sell anymore, you
yeah,
know? And so that's usually what it is. Like,
I tend
I
to
had
not
a,
take those to shows. I feel like I would love to get this out of my life, but I don't want to dedicate a portion of my table at a show for
right,
this thing that's been around for 2 years.
exactly. So, like, this year I had some tumblers that I made that was a bad mistake. And those are just sitting on a shelf waiting for a mystery box.
Are they taller tumblers, or they were going to be
Yeah,
fancy cups, or what?
they're taller tumblers.
Okay.
There was too much clay to make them out of wine glasses and too little clay to, I don't know, to make them bowls or something.
And it seems like the mystery box is going to save you headache over I'm going to post seconds that
Yeah,
are very individually listed, and
yeah,
eh, I've went through that and took photos of all my seconds carved mugs. They're still up in my closet in there on the shelf that I would like to put in mystery boxes. I never did because is somebody going to like a carved mug that's yellow if they don't like yellow? That's got a fault with it, but like they're getting a mug that's normally $60 for
yeah.
in a
You can
mystery box.
also, if you have that kind of conundrum, you can also say, hey, what's your favorite color? Can't guarantee it, but what's your favorite color? You know?
That's not a bad idea.
And like, be very clear about it. Say, like, I cannot guarantee that you will get this color, but I'd love to know colors that you like,
Hmm.
you know?
Okay. Don't give them too many options of
No.
specifying, because then they might get a little
Say,
bit
like,
too
are
high
you like, do you
expectations.
like warm colors, cool colors, or neutrals?
There you go. And they say
Yeah.
orange, and you give them something that's copper, and they're like, "This is more
This
red."
is red. Yeah.
What about so when I did the mystery boxes, I listed, "Are you open to seconds or not?" And as long as you
Hmm.
explain what that means, you can
Yep.
also get rid of some slightly defective things that are still functional,
Yep. Totally.
so you don't have to break them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I wonder if the threat of breaking pieces is a way to sell in that situation too.
What do you mean?
You say, "Hey, I'm gonna have a pottery smashing sale, or I'm gonna smash all this pottery, and you're gonna save it from smash if you buy it from a mystery box."
Or you can pay me $10 to
Buy a
video
mystery
me.
box to save this pot's life.
Save a pot. Save a pot's life. Save a life. Save a life. Buy a pot. Um, yeah. Are there any other thoughts about like making money in January? You can move to Florida. There's tons of shows in Florida.
Just move to
Like,
Florida.
it's crazy. I've been looking on this application and like every fucking show is in Florida.
Yeah, there's a bunch of southern ones. Florida, Georgia, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe Louisiana has some. I don't know. Yeah, my only other things for that time of year that I normally do, I will. There's a coffee shop that I sell some mugs to that normally gets some things for
Yeah.
February for Valentine's Day.
Oh, Valentine's Day is a great time to sell some stuff. If you got lovey-dovey stuff, make some mugs with hearts on it. Make some.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't personally do that, but you can make.
You wouldn't do a heart and do your little carves in the heart? That'd be
No,
cute. Come on.
fuck that. You wouldn't do it either.
No, I wouldn't. I absolutely would not. I have, but I won't do it now.
Like heart bowls. Make some heart bowls.
Gross. Do not make heart bowls.
Why not?
Oh, gross.
Would you rather make a heart bowl or would you rather do a carving with a heart stamp thing?
I'd rather do a carving. Heart bowls are straight from the devil. Um,
What about, I'm thinking of a money making thing. I don't know what else I did to make money during that period of time. Teaching? Can you teach like a workshop or something like that? Maybe if there's a local studio that you teach at and you don't do a lot of teaching because of shows and things like that. I mean, it might be too late now to say, hey, I want to teach something, but I could ramp up on teaching at Baker Hunt during that January, February time if I wanted to.
Yeah, when I was doing paint your own pottery, I hate to tell people to get into this, but it was so much fun. We did to-go kits for kids and included a pound of clay and then like included some tools that was like basic tools like a pencil, a straw, a Q-tip, like, you know, stuff that, and like a couple brushes and some underglaze. And then they would take it home and do, and like, and I made like a YouTube video on a tutorial how to do, make a stupid animal, something like that. And barely ever did the animals come back, but just random stuff. And it was so much fun to like see the kids' stuff.
Yeah, just like a little winter activity.
Yeah, and like, but also something super, super simple if you wanted to get into that type of stuff and, you know, you're in a smaller town or something like that, is just to maybe go onto Bisque Imports and buy like some stupid figurines, like the small ones that are like $1 online, and you could send out like red, green, yellow, and blue little stroking coats. You'd only have to buy 4 bottles of stroking coats and send them out and have them bring them back. And those are great for snow days. I know that's like thinking really outside the box, but sometimes you do have to do that if you are in a bind. And that can be really fun. And they're so goddamn cute when they come back. Like the way they're painted, and that's like really low risk too. You know, just,
yeah, you're not gonna blow anything up.
Yeah, you're not gonna blow anything up. You just put it with the rest of your bisque stuff, you know, get some Mako Clear low fire and just put it with the rest of your bisque bisque ware, like on the top shelf. And just wipe off the bottoms. And but that if you want like a creative way to like make some money locally, that might be a good way. Especially if you're in an area where there's a lot of snow days, because parents go crazy having their kids home for snow days, like multiple days at a time, you know. So
yeah, I can see that.
I made so much money in January of 2020 when the snow came.
Yeah, I was thinking I mean, similarly, mystery boxes, I'm probably going to sell off. I want to get out of selling those air plants. I'll probably sell off some of those at a discount, like 3 for $10 or something like that.
Yeah.
2 for $5 or something. I don't know. I want to get rid of some things.
Yeah.
3 for $5. I don't know. Yeah, mystery boxes will be in my future.
I'd like some air plants. Eric died, so Eric's the air
plant. Are you going to be able to keep your air plants in the car, though?
I don't know.
You probably can't.
I was going to put it in the studio.
Is it going to get down below 50 in there?
No. And Sarah watches over the plants.
In your studio.
Yeah.
I thought you meant your van studio.
No. My studio, the studio.
Oh, yeah. You can have some.
Yeah. Sarah watches over the plants, but I did kill Eric, the air plant. That was my fault.
Damn it.
But Ruby's still kicking. Ruby, the rubber plant. And Bert, the money plant, is still, he's okay. He's having
These were all your plants?
I have 3 plants. Well, I had 3 plants. Now I have 2.
Okay. I have some succulent things. Do you want a succulent plant?
No.
Okay. You just get. Does Sarah want a succulent plant?
I'll ask.
Because she will be taking care of it. Yeah, the
Yeah.
money making thing during that time of year, I feel like you do have to.
You have to be really creative.
I still want to get back to.
Oh! I have an idea.
Go ahead.
What if you partner up with one of the restaurants locally that you have and do like a chili bowl fundraiser? Or not fundraiser, but you could just do a chili bowl. I'm gonna make money from bowls situation. Um, that would be fun. Like
What do you
if
mean?
you so like let's say you partner up with a local company like that does maybe a restaurant that gets a little slower in January too, and they make soup and you make some bowls and you sell them for $15 or whatever, and they get part of the profit.
$25. Sell those bad boys for $25. That's what we do.
$25.
That's what we do for empty bowls.
Yeah, $25, and you get the money for the bowls, they get the money for the soup, and all is well in love and war. And also, you can do little painting parties too if you like people, you know. Um, do little workshops. There's
Like
no
throw a bowl and have them paint it, or throw a
yeah,
cup and.
or like do little hand make bells or hand make little figurines or something like that, you know. Rebecca's been doing a lot of workshops and they seem to be going really well. And
Yeah, the thing is, you don't need a ton of people. You can get
you
away with
don't.
4 to 6 people at one of those, and it's worth it.
And it's totally worth it. And you can do it in your house or your home studio, and they love it. They love it. And like, you know, they
Little
just
winter outing.
in a little winter outing, you know, you make some little incense burners or something like that. Like choose a topic, and they can make it, hand make it, and then they just tell you what color to glaze it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
like you really do have to think outside the box. If there's no sales, you have to make the money. You have to find
Yeah,
the money.
and if you're immediately like, I don't want to teach anybody, I don't want to deal with kids, then that's off the list, and you got to figure something else out.
Yeah, and then you got to figure something else out. Yeah, you
Maybe
know.
you, maybe there's somebody locally that's killing it in business, and they could use somebody to throw for them.
Yeah.
You could throw in piecework, bisqueware, and be like,
Mhm.
hey, I can throw something for you.
Yeah.
Or
Maybe this is the time where you start searching out wholesalers that you want to work with. You know, if you like planters, find some find some greenhouse people, some
oh
florists
yeah,
or whatever.
do some cold emailing.
Yeah, or some
Do
cold
some.
walking in.
You could do that. I wouldn't, but you could.
Mhm.
You could reach out to some people on Instagram, alternatively, or in addition to.
Yep.
Oh yeah. So the other non-money thing was, and there was another question kind of related to that, but you should start looking at the calendar for shows that you're maybe interested in, or do
Yeah.
some research. That's a good time of year to, for one, you might be able to go to his application and see open applications that are already open for the spring, fall, whatever.
I just got an email from his application that gave me all the things that were open, the new
So,
ones.
yeah, so that's an option. Start looking at some shows that you might be interested in. You could also go to their websites if you find shows and look at their vendor list from 2022
Yeah.
or the current year and see what other vendors were there and see if there's some potters in there or what kind of artists are there so you get a sense of the vibe
Mhm.
because you don't want to be down to the wire of applying and you just apply for it because the deadline's coming up and you have no other option.
Yeah.
So ideally you can get ahead of the game there because you do need to plan, I would say, multiple months ahead of time for those kind of shows.
Yeah.
For the shows that are worth it, in my opinion, and that's a subjective statement, what's worth it for you, but
Yeah.
I want to apply for something like that. You could go ahead.
Oh no, go on.
The
I'm
only other
gonna
thing
do
for
something
shows that
different.
I was thinking of that you could consider doing there's a local farmers market to me that actually is moving indoors for the winter,
Mm,
and they're an every week thing. It's a farmers market, so people are
yeah.
coming, getting their produce, That might be an option. Maybe you just throw a few things together and you sell at this farmer's market. It's not going to be a ton of money, but maybe it's a little trickle of something.
Yeah.
And it's consistent. So that's an option.
Also, I think that it should be noted that sometimes getting a part-time job is totally fine. If you need the money and you need to go fucking deliver pizzas for a month, deliver pizzas. Like,
yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that too. I think that should be said, you know?
It's a good idea. I'm sure there's very seasonal things that...
Yeah, pizza is good all year round. Let's remember that, especially in the winter. But yeah, I mean, like, if you have to go work at a grocery store for a hot second, that's fine. Like, if
I'm sure
anything,
they'd be
it'll
happy
probably...
to have any staff right now.
Yeah, if anything, it'll probably let you kind of think about what you want to do, and kind of how you want to get ahead. So keep that in mind. It's not giving up by getting just a job, you know.
Plus, it gives you, like you said, you're getting paid while you're working, but hopefully the work is not so
mindless,
mind intensive.
Yeah.
And that you can't be thinking of some things in your brain of what you want to do with your business.
Yeah.
When you get the time to do that. So it's kind of a break from your studio where you're not in desperate mode where, hey, we need to find some money, so we need to figure something out, and you try a bunch of stuff and maybe it's not as beneficial and you're trying things that you don't know if it's going to make money, and maybe you have to spend the money to make the money.
Yeah.
Like those kits with the underglazes and stroking coats and all the bisque things, you might have to spend $100.
Yeah, to get it going.
And then you don't know what's going to work and how to advertise and market it. And do you have enough people locally that will take part in it?
Yeah.
Or not? And you could make $100 in a week or more than that, hopefully, doing a job part-time that you could be thinking of other ideas.
Yep. Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
Yup. Do we have anything
something else? What else? I said the playing for the shows. It also might be a good time if you've been considering, website things. If you want to update your website or you want to migrate from Etsy to your website, or I need to update this section of my site and, make it little by little, you kind of work on it. Or if you want to make some content for your social platforms and do some videos, and you can plan ahead for that and actually schedule time so you're not in desperation mode during the holidays and you don't really have time to focus on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Might be a good time to do some of that. I feel like there's some other stuff that I do during that time.
Sleep. I sleep. I take a lot of time to sleep.
I try to do like computer things that I don't feel like doing. Where,
oh my God, get your fucking taxes done in January. Just do your taxes.
Yeah.
We were talking about this last week. Like, we're both the type of people that do our taxes in January, but
I didn't even understand why people get extensions, and Becca was like, it's so easy to get an extension that people just do it.
Yeah, they just do it. That's a great time to do all your...
You should do that in January.
You should do that in January. Get your taxes done in January. Like, save yourself from doing it in April.
There's your computer work. You could do that.
Yeah. And like, formulate a business plan. Like, formulate your goals for the rest of the year. This is a great time to do that.
Yep. Reflect. We said reflect earlier. So reflect on your previous year, what worked, what didn't work, what you got tired of, what you got burned out on.
Yep.
Pricing. If you need to change your pricing, maybe get a little uncomfortable with your pricing.
Yep.
Figure out what you want to give a go with that. I usually do that in January for sure. Start changing my prices because I take stickers off everything.
Yeah.
And then just decide on something, go with it. Maybe that's if you do have wholesale orders or consignment shops, let them know that you're open to whatever they want restocked. Maybe you focus on what they need restocked, and if you need to tell them, hey, some prices changed, or
Oh, I have another
you can
idea.
do that. Okay, what's up?
Okay, if you're not in the um if you're not in the zone to like, okay, let's say you maybe don't have shows, you don't want to take a break, and you're like fine with money. I used to do this. We would talk about this all the time. I used to do this every January, February. I would do some kind of challenge for myself to get ahead of the game for the rest of the year. So
It lasted for about 5 weeks, and then
no, remember I did the 707. That one worked.
no, I remember the 23 day till May.
It was 23. That's what it was. 23 day till May. But like set a goal for yourself and try to do that. So like in January, I remember I did 707 days. So I did 700 pieces in 7 days, 1 January, and that was a huge weight off of my shoulders. But obviously you don't have to do 700.
That's a lot. Oh
It's a
my
lot.
god.
But like do things like that. We were talking about that with Merritt and Sarah today, like kind of like prepping for the year, and like figure out what you want to make for that year and try and get ahead of the game so that when May rolls around, June rolls around, you're not freaking out and
Yeah.
like not behind, you know? Like
Yeah, and
Merritt said that she needs to make 60 pieces a month, you know, in order
there
to
you
get
go.
to her goal. And I think that that's a really, like for her, she does carvings and it takes her a long time to do those things. And that's a really realistic goal for her. For me, it may be that I want to make um daily, I maybe want to do 30 thumb cups. So I don't have to make those, you know. I can just pull off the shelf and glaze them.
Mm-hmm.
Um
That's
so
where
like
I really encourage stacking bisqueware. If you're a potter and you make things on the wheel, don't focus on the whole start to finish. Just focus on throwing
yeah.
and then getting them finished, getting them to a bisque kiln. Maybe
Yeah.
that's a good goal. I want to be able to fill up a bisque kiln at the end of this month or 2 bisque kilns.
Yeah. Having the bisque there, if it's a set design, by the way, don't be filling up a bisque kiln with stuff that you're like, I
Oh
don't know
yeah, I
how
mean
I feel about
if you
this.
know mugs are good
Yeah.
sellers for you, you know you're gonna have to make, I don't know, let's just say 500 mugs for the year. Maybe
Yeah.
that's a lot. Maybe that's more pieces than you make in the whole year, anyways. Maybe it's 100 mugs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. Yeah. Get it to bisque and just stack them up, put them in totes if you need to, and just save them because
mix in
that'll.
some pieces you don't like making as well. If you know they're gonna sell and
Mhm.
you don't like making them, treat yourself with the pieces you like making, but maybe start the day with the pieces you don't like making,
Yeah.
or vice versa, whatever. I would say start with the pieces you don't like making because by
Same.
the end of the day, you're not going to feel like doing it.
Actually, I do the opposite, but
You end the day with the pieces you don't like?
well, like today, sorry, today I made 30 wine glasses first, and then I did 8 plates, and I was not looking forward to the plates. But the
Really?
plates took me like 30 minutes, so.
Okay. But you did all the clay prep for the cups before, and then you threw them.
And then I did the clay prep for the plates, but it was only 8, so
Okay.
it
Yeah,
took
it's
like
not
no
too
time.
bad.
Yeah. Um,
But yeah,
but
you should definitely. I mean, I wasn't gonna say. I don't know. I'm never take it easy. I'm not gonna take it easy for like 2 weeks straight. That just seems like I'm getting way too behind. For me, taking it easy for 3 days is kind of a
that's a
max
stretch.
for me. It's not a. But it could, it could be. Hey, we're intentionally planning to
Yeah.
spend New Year's together, Rachel and I, and then
Yeah.
we will go to Claycon West. That is 5 days.
Yeah.
That's a Thursday through a Tuesday, and we stay there an extra day or 2 days to go to Zion while we're there. So we're very intentional about having outings together
Yeah.
so that we spend time together as well as relax a little so that I don't, but it can't be, I'm not going to go on another week vacation in January when I was just gone for 5 days for Click on West. Like,
Yeah. I also think that like taking it easy when in January is different, and like working in January is different. Like you're not like freaking out. Like if you don't get your list done, you're like, meh, whatever.
Yeah.
Because you're not on a timeline. It's
Mhm.
just like, cool.
And when you need a lot of pots by May, I mean, you could play around with how many pots you make.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe you get some damp boxes made.
Yep.
That
And I
might be a
think
good.
also being consistent, like being on a schedule, if you're a schedule type person, like I'm a schedule type person. So if Mondays, I make wine glasses, Tuesdays, I make spoon rests, Wednesdays, I make larger things, Thursdays, like that kind of
Mhm.
thing, that might be
Yes.
helpful. Um,
That list could be pretty unbearable when you look at it. If you just jot down a list of, hey, I
yeah,
would like to get 500 pieces made by May, and you break
yeah,
it down, and it ends up being 80 of them are mugs. It
yeah,
sounds daunting. It's like I don't want to make 80 mugs this week.
right.
So you just break it down. You're just like, okay, maybe I'll make 20 this week, and then you just
Yeah,
break it up.
yeah. Five
Manageable
months
chunks. Don't
is
overwhelm
a
yourself with.
long time. Long, long time.
Yeah.
But if this has anything also, I mean, I think it should be noted that use your December and use your Christmas months as hoarding money. Hoard your money. Like, we only get certain times of the year. We're like painters, right? Like when I was in the painting industry, it was like you make all your money in the summer, and in the winter you take a couple months off because there's no work, So like you have to budget accordingly to the what
Hmm.
the tides bring. So, we know we're going to make more money November through December, and you're going to make a ton of money June through August. So, May through August, I guess. But like,
Hmm.
well, honestly, May through December. Like
Yeah. May through
but
December. I don't even do a show until May. So.
yeah, so like just keep that in mind. Uh like what I'm doing this year, I want $10,000 in the bank before I hit January 1st. And that's not even that much money, like comparatively. Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy looking at because I always keep my records month to month, which I would love to be able to get I want to be able to get that bookkeeping tutorial together, and I want to teach some people that over the winter. If I can get that back in my priority list, maybe I can
Yeah.
teach that to some of you all that have asked about it that
Yeah.
I have not prioritized. But I do it month to month, and it seems so daunting to look at what I made during like November and December, and I'm like, how the hell am I gonna do that?
What'd you make?
Last year,
Yeah.
November was almost 9,000,
Wow.
and then December was almost 15,000.
Shut up.
Yes.
What?
I don't know either.
That's crazy.
A lot of art shows.
That's fucking crazy.
Art shows. And that includes the Etsy sales.
Yeah,
Some
I'm
consignment
doing
checks
a
will start
drop.
coming in, which
I'm
will
doing a
be,
drop the December.
yeah, I'll do an online restock here in probably a week or two. I don't know. I'm more of I don't know. Some people will say, like, I'm seeing some memes out there, or not memes, but I'm seeing some posts out there that say, like, small businesses don't get overwhelmed and kill yourself for the holidays. I'm like, okay, I get that, but also don't go too easy on yourself
Because this is when you make your money.
because you can and it's not taking advantage when people are willing to buy because they want to buy handmade. So I
Yeah.
get it. If you're already behind the game, maybe don't kill yourself to make something because you're doing it last minute,
Yeah.
but you need to be taking advantage when people are buying right now,
Yeah.
especially if you're talking like Becca, hey, I'm trying to get 10,000 to carry me through the next couple months or 3 months.
Yeah.
Like if you want to take it easy, don't take off the most heavy buying month of the year.
Right. Like I have shows every single week up until the 17th of December. And then honestly, like after the 17th, I don't have anything, but I don't even have anything on the 17th, but
Yeah, I mean, don't kill yourself to be working on Christmas Eve and Christmas. Like, by that week, you should not be.
Yeah, like I plan on being out of town on the 17th to the 26th, 7th. So like, yeah,
you should have your ducks in a row and stuff figured out so that you have a nice 2 weeks at the end of the year that are just relaxing, in my opinion.
Yeah. Ugh. That's crazy that I want to make $10,000 at 4 shows, but I'm gonna do it.
I mean, you just made a little over 4,000 at the last one.
Yeah, I have almost 3. I don't know.
You don't think 10,000 for 4 shows?
I'm gonna do it.
I think you could do it.
I'm gonna do it.
That's why you added that. I think it's good that you added that Washington Park one in there.
Oh, the 2-day one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that'll be good.
By the way, all of my shows are in Cincinnati now.
Are they?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Or Louisville. Is there one in Louisville?
No.
No. We're going to Louisville.
Louisville.
We're going Louisville. We're going to Louisville. And then don't we have a show like right after? When's Thanksgiving with your mom?
Tuesday, Wednesday.
What?
And we got a show on Saturday. You're doing a show on. Did you sign up for the show on Friday night?
She never emailed me.
What do you mean she never emailed you? She was emailing you stuff?
What Friday night?
We're going to Louisville on Tuesday. Tuesday and Wednesday.
What day is that?
22nd, 23rd.
22nd, 23rd. And then we have West Side Market on the 26th.
Yes. Did you sign up to sell on the 25th at night that I was talking to you about?
No. No, because you were going to tell her to text me, to email me.
I told her to reach out to you.
And she didn't.
You should reach out to her if you really want to do it. It's 3 to 8 p.m., so.
Okay.
But yes, we are doing West Side Market together on the 26th. Not together in the same booth, but we're at the same show.
Yeah. How much did you make at West Side Market last year? Can we just go through how much did you make at the off market and at West Side Market?
Okay, give me a second. I need to pull up my Square account. Okay, so you want to read off what I made at each of these shows last year?
Yes, I do.
Becca's like, what to expect when you're expecting to sell good at shows? Oh, gosh. I don't know how I hit almost 15,000. All right. You could have filled the time a little bit there, Becca.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm looking at my candle.
Oh my gosh.
I got this new candle from this company that was at the show that I was at. I traded her. She got one of my bigger bowls, and I traded her for 2 candles. And
Okay. Last year, off market collected.
Yes.
$1,700.
Okay.
And then I will not include the holiday bazaar because you're not selling at it, but I did I think a little over 1,000 at that one.
Okay.
I did the Clay Alliance Holiday Pottery Fair last year. I'm not doing that this year because I'm going to my parents' party that day. Damn, I sold 1,500 there.
Okay.
Not doing that one. Oh, I'm not doing these either. I'm doing a couple.
West Side?
I did not do West Side last year, but I could look at the year before. And I did a couple small holiday markets at the farmers market in Fort Thomas. It was about $900, and then I did $1,000 at that one. And then the 3CDC, the Washington Park one that we did, or I did with the hut. I sold 2,500 there.
Okay. Okay. And then with my online stuff, I should do okay.
Yeah. I'm not sure about West Side. We'll see about West Side. I think I did in 2020. Okay. Keep talking.
Oh, I'm sorry. Anyway, so I got this candle and it's called Wine Down. It's warm woods, sweet berries, golden amber, and it's delicious. But what I will say is that it has 2 wicks and they're not centered. And so one side of the candle is not melted as much as the other side of the candle, and it's bugging me. So that's
I used to take the candle when I was a kid and I would like roll it around so the wax would spread.
I also do that now.
But I don't think that's good because then the wick burns down and then you just get a bunch of wax caked on the walls.
Yeah. Well, it's you are supposed to burn a candle for like 2 hours at first, at least, so that all the wax like evens out.
What do you mean? It's already flat though.
I know, but you're supposed to burn it so that the whole surface is like melted. So when it remelts, it's flat.
Oh, I gotcha. Because when you pour it in there, it hardens from the outside inward or something.
No, because if you blow it out when you just have a little bit melted, then it's different surface levels.
Oh, okay.
And it doesn't burn evenly.
Interesting. Okay. All right. I found the West Side from 2020. I sold about 1,300 there.
West Side. Okay.
1,300. And it's a lot of 40-year-olds, kind of middle-aged women.
Yeah.
There's some families there. I think your earrings will do well there.
Hope so.
I don't know about you might get some wine drinkers, some of those.
Everybody drinks wine.
I don't think you're gonna sell many fancy cups. You might sell a couple, but
you never know.
Maybe.
I've been blown away at how many people are willing to buy a fancy cup.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not expected at all.
Now I'm wishing I'm doing the clay line show, but I'm not. That's all right.
Sucks for you.
That's all right. I've still got, what is it? November 16th. So I still have 5 shows this year.
Okay, so what's your goal at the end of the month? What do you want to make in November and December?
I haven't documented some of this stuff. Okay, so in total, it looked like last year it was about, I want to say 9,000 and 15,000. 25,000. Holy crap. No way. 20,000?
This year is definitely different economically.
There's no way I'm going to make 20. I'll say 20,000. That's fine.
20,000.
Well, also some of the things that I'll get trickle in. I'll get some of the sale checks that'll trickle in before the end of the year.
Yeah.
From when the sale season started for holiday shopping.
Yeah.
So I might get some checks in December that were sales from October, November time. So
I'm wondering if I should put my earrings on Etsy for Christmas time.
Did you do made to order on those on your website?
Yeah, I did made to order on the website.
Are you getting Etsy sales in general?
I've gotten a few, but we got
have any pottery on there or just shirts?
Just shirts. We got so many for Pot Swap that I was like, oh, I should probably get something on here because people seem to be like going to the store. Let's see.
I don't know. I mean, it's already mid-November. I mean, you can, but you really should have had stuff up there the last month or so.
Yeah. 79 views in the last 7 days. Because
it'll take some time to get your stuff in search results to show up, because the more people that go to it, the higher visibility it'll get in searches, because it shows that other people are already interested in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you could try a mystery box or something, but I don't think you want to get rid of that kind of stuff right now, do you?
I'll figure it out. It'll be fine.
See, I think the people that are buying your stuff are going to benefit getting it off your website. That way you get a bigger chunk of the pie than putting it on Etsy, unless you're fine with that. Maybe you do Etsy once you start traveling and you have made to order and people can just buy it whenever.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you probably will want it on your website and on Etsy.
Yeah.
So you can hit different groups of people.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, let me look over this question one more time and see if we miss anything. Yeah, I think we hit it all.
Look at us.
The only other thing I was thinking was, if you aren't spending time in the studio, you could always do some house projects or something that you've been putting off.
Yes.
Maybe clean your fucking house. I need to clean out the garage. We need to do that. Clean out the storage area. I'm going to be doing that for sure. Spend a couple days cleaning out the storage. I mean, it's not that enjoyable because the garage is so cold right now, but
yeah,
kind of need to do it though.
I cleaned my studio a week ago or a couple weeks ago, and it felt so good, and it feels so good to like be in there and like not have a bunch of crap.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and
I did some cleanup for the studio sale that I had. If you're wondering about the studio sale, it will incentivize you to clean your space up. At least I would hope so.
Yeah. I also have officially decided that I'm over reclaim. I'm the first.
You don't have that much reclaim anyways, right?
I don't. I have I think I have 2 5-gallon buckets worth, which isn't that much, honestly. And one of them was like from a long time ago. Like, I never actually touched it. And now I'm just putting it on my plaster bat, letting it dry and throwing it in the trash. I'm so over it.
Is it Dark Star?
I think so. You can have it if you want.
I kind of want to try some Dark Star.
Yeah, sure, take it.
Ooh, new ideas. If you got boxes of clay in your studio like I do, I have 2 or 3 boxes of clay of stuff I've never used. I have a box of brown bear that I haven't used. I got a box of porcelain. I'm not saying I'm going to be doing this, but hey, you can experiment with some different clay.
It's a good time to try it out.
Yeah. I want to throw some more of that gray clay. Did I show you some of that?
Oh, I like the gray clay.
I need to figure out how to make that, though.
Where did you get the gray clay?
It was trimmings from my sgraffito work. The work that I do the black slip on.
I want to do...
and I carved it, and then I just dried it out completely, and then submerged it in water, mix it up, dry it on plaster.
Maybe I could make some gray clay with Dark Star, and it'd be gray speckled clay.
Oh, that would be pretty.
And then I could do fancy cups. Oh,
that would be badass.
That would be badass.
Or you could just get some black mason stain.
I could just do a gray. Yeah.
Just take your reclaim that you were drying out on bats and just dry it completely out, and then get some black mason stain.
Yeah.
What I've figured out though, to get it black is to do 20% of a mason stain of the black. I think it's called Best Black 6300 or something.
It's 6666. 6600?
I think
600?
6600, yeah, I think.
Yeah, 66. Yeah.
And 20%. But if you did like 10%, that'd probably be a good gray.
Yeah.
Maybe try that. There you go. Use your reclaim.
I don't want to.
I wouldn't want to incorporate that into a wet ball of clay. That just sounds terrible. I see people put those like inclusion stains and onto wet clay right out of a bag and wedge it. I'm like, no, thank you.
Absolutely not. Thank you. No. Thank you. Next.
You can sprinkle that onto bone dry clay that you pulverize and then you submerge in water and then you mix it up and then you dry it out. That's what I would do. And that's what I have
for
done.
sure. I've found that like my wrists are just shot. Like it's not the reclaim as much as it is I can't wedge anymore. Every time I even wedge a little bit, my left wrist like gets twinged, and I don't know if that's a word, but
I think it's pinched or
twinge
tinge.
Anyway,
Hinge?
it just really hurts. Twitched.
I don't know if twinge is a word.
I think twinge is a word. So, but every
Sudden,
time.
sharp, localized pain.
I was right.
Okay.
I'm so proud of myself.
But I thought you said pinged first.
No, I said twinge. But yeah, I just like get this really sharp pain in my wrist and it's just not worth it. So I'm done.
Ping?
Pinge. Pinge.
Twinge. I was looking up pinged. It says past tense. And then it says past participle. The fuck does that mean? Remember that back in the day? Past participles and adverbs. Those were always the oddballs.
Do you remember conjunction junction? Conjunction junction, what's your function?
Oh my gosh.
We should probably leave.
Yes.
It's almost 12, so
alrighty. Thanks everybody for listening. Good luck with your holiday season.
Thanks.
And take some time off.
Yeah. Treat yourself.
Be thinking ahead.
Yep, that's right.
All right. Thanks everybody for listening. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
Oh gosh.